Alrighty, so My Adventure Superman Lois, episode 7. Mr. M makes his debut. Mr. Mizuko, I can never say his name right, but let's just say this man here is the definition of a character. It's one of the weirder characters, the weirder, you could say, villains of Superman, but he's not. Honestly, I don't like his character because he's a broken character, but for Superman, I think it works. But here's the thing. So when we get out of this episode, and I want to put this out there, the episode 1 out of 5. I'm gonna give the rating right now. It's a 4. I enjoyed it very much so. This episode right here is a definition of very world building. So we get the pretty much quote unquote more of a backstory of what Superman is, which we all know who he is, fans wise. But if you don't know who Superman is, which I think nobody's been living on the rocks, but it's still a household name, I hope. But then again, with DC with their bad branding, Warner Bros. With their bad branding, you may not know. But he's a Kryptonian. That name is dropped in here, so everybody's like, "What the fuck is a Kryptonian?" Because we know Superman still doesn't know Clark Kent, and Lois is trying to figure out what the fuck is that. So they still trying to figure that out. Also, Superman does a good thing. He brings Lois and Jimmy to the ship where I guess you could say where he crash landed at, and it's kind of cool. He gets to show him and everything like that, and then they go on their first date, Lois, and they're trying to make it work. But Mr. M shows up and say, "I need your help." Lois has been captured, which is pretty much a lie. He was just trying to have him break into somewhere so he could go to their headquarters, to this location headquarters, the multiverse, and yeah. But before we go all that, I'm going all over the place. Mr. M does the thing I didn't think he was going to do. He said, "I know all Supermans," and he pretty much transformed Superman to different versions of himself. We get the fucking almost 60s, the 70 version, I think the 80 version, and we get the 1992 version or the Justice League version. I geeked the fuck out when I saw him. I said, "Oh, oh, you're pulling on my strings now." I said, "Yo, this show's pulling on it." It was good. Um, but Lois and Jimmy gets captured because they are captured by the League of Loises. And they bring him back to the headquarters, and the League of Loises is hiding stuff. Come to find out, each Lois has done multiple things, different variants. Um, and yeah, there's a file on Superman that's encrypted, but they have to go to the headquarters. So plan is for the Loises to get back Mr. M because he escapes. So Mr. M leaves a trap for the Loises to come find him so he can steal the chip, so he can go to the headquarters and get his most famous thing. In this universe, the thing that gives him the power is his hat. And he goes to the headquarters because that's where the hat is, and he gets his hat back. Um, Again, the fight was here. It was pretty good in here. It was more like outsmarting him a little bit, and that's pretty much what it was. It's a little fun episode, but it does give you more backstory on certain characters and individual, quote unquote. Um, so it gives you backstory on Superman, and it gives you backstory on Lois and different variations of Lois, and also Jimmy because he found a variation version of him too, a female. It's okay. It's not too bad. Um, like I said, I enjoyed this episode. Was it better than last week episode? Yes. However, they do play a callback to last week episode because who the fuck had these people? She didn't say it like that, Lois, but someone said, "I'm gonna beat the crap out of the person who let the brain and the damn bear, the gorilla to make a portal and stuff." They talk about the brain and what you call it. And I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought they were actually going to touch upon it, but they didn't. Um. So yeah. Um. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode, especially towards the end. Mr. Mystical, Mr. M. I can't say his name, so we'll go with that. Mr. M comes back and said, "Hey, Lois, I thought you were captured." Well, capture doesn't work for me, and it's kind of tight in there. But he was like, "Oh, I'm just so happy that you finally get to see it." Because when Lois gets the order from the headquarters, it shows the file of X-Men. I'm not X-Men, but Superman. There's a cryptic file that says Superman X or something like that missing. She hits it and it shows different variations of Superman killing human beings, and we're like, what the fuck? Different versions. It's not just one, multiple versions of it. So I don't know if they're gonna do that storyline this time around, this season. More than likely, they probably will because I don't think they would have that as a cliffhanger and wait because that's a little bit too long. And there is two-part episode coming up that might be leaning to that. So I forgot the name of it. Let me look it up. Let me see. But like I said, I enjoyed the episode as always, and I think they might be coming up now because we are on episode 7, which is called Kiss Kiss. Yeah, it's called Kiss Kiss Fallen Portal. The next episode, I don't know why, because this is weird. Sorry, I'm looking at like they need to update it. So the next episode is called Zero Day. They don't really talk too much about that yet, but it's called Zero Day. It's a two-parter, by the way. It's part one will be on the 18th, part two will be on the 25th, and then I think episode 10 might be the last episode. Will be to September 1st, which I cannot wait for that one. So yes, and Brainiac does make appearance in here, which makes sense. I believe Brainiac is the one behind the technology with all the, you could say the quote unquote, they don't have many humans in here, but where everybody has ability, I believe Brainiac is behind that. But again, another great episode of My Adventures of Superman, or My Adventures of Superman, and that's it. I was about to say Lois. It's just great. I mean, I enjoy the show, the world building they're doing here. We're starting to get more and more. They starting to get more and more backstory with Clark. We all know who he is. I mean, we know story, but who doesn't is great. Now they're getting backstory with that. It's also great that we will see Mr. M around a little bit, but he won't have his hat. Thank God, because he had his hat. He had three eyes almost. I was like, God damn, he looked like a damn demon from Demon Slayer. I was like, "Yo, this man is he's on it. He's on it." But yeah, but that's all I had to say. Like I said, a 4 out of 5 for this episode. I highly recommend you go see it. It's very good. A lot of callbacks to old Superman, and just a good episode. Just a fun episode. I enjoyed it. As always, peace and have a Johnson day.